Good morning, everyone. Hope you had a great weekend. Before we begin, I just want to tell you we're going to do things a little different today. I'm going to read from the NIV version, maybe so I don't get so tongue twisted this time. If you rather that I'd read the King James version, let me know, and I'll go back to it. I have no problems doing that. Anyway, for today, we're going to talk about what is our purpose in life. What purpose has God given us? It could be anything, really. Most times we end up finding out the answer ourselves, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes it can be a little difficult. The Bible verses that I'll read and maybe talk about speak to God's role in providing purpose for our lives. God has a plan for each individual, and that finding purpose involves aligning with His will and embracing the good works He has prepared. In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, it emphasizes that God has a plan for His people, even when they're in difficult situations. His plan for you includes a future with hope and prosperity, but it requires trust in the Lord. And for Jeremiah verses 11 to 13 on chapter 29, it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart." And for Philippians chapter 2 verse 13, "For it is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill his good purpose." God empowers us to live out his purpose through his grace and working within us. Ultimately, discovering and fulfilling God's purpose is a journey of faith, guided by his word and his spirit, and characterized by a life of love and obedience. In Romans chapter 8, verse 27 to 30, I'm going to read those and then we'll go with individually what they mean, what they talk about, however. But they say, "And he who searches our hearts knows the mind of the Spirit, because the Spirit intercedes for God's people in accordance with the will of God. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. For those God foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. And those he predestined, he also called. Those he called, he also justified. Those he justified, he also glorified." Now, for each of those verses, I'm going to kind of go over them a little bit. For Romans chapter 8, verse 28, states that for those who love God and are called according to his purpose, all things work together for good. God's ultimate plan for believers is good, even if circumstances are difficult or painful. For chapter 8, verse 29, it clarifies that God's purpose includes predestining believers to be conformed to the image of his Son, as it said. Believers are called to become more like Christ in their character and actions. For chapter 8, verse 30, it emphasizes that salvation is not a matter of chance or human effort, but a purposeful and sequential work of God. He has a plan, and he is actively working to bring it to completion in the lives of those he has chosen. I'm going to read at least a couple more verses and then I'm done here. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." A A lot of times, you're going to lean on God when you trust God in all things, including the purpose He has for you in life. Leaning on His understanding instead of your own results in peace and a clear path for you. Doesn't mean everything is going to be easy. There's going to be some hard times while you are on the path that God has chosen for you. But within that path, sometimes the road veers off in a sharp, unexpected direction. But trust in God. He knows what your purpose is, and He knows where you need to be. What is our purpose? Well, God can show us the way. God can show us where our purpose is. We may not understand it right now, but He'll take us there, and then when we look back, we can be like, oh, I understand it now. I hope you all enjoyed this video. As usual, if you liked it, fantastic. Go ahead and click the like button, if you will. And if you didn't, hey, that's fantastic too. But I still hope you have a good day, and I hope you all have a great week. God bless.